Hey, chat people. Man, let me tell this story quickly. Believe this or don't, okay? You know, a few days ago, or maybe a week and a half ago, NBC, one of my friends, he's a Serb that lives in the USA. NBC contacted me, this reporter. They're doing a story on the 20-year anniversary of the bombing of Serbia, which is in 2019, unfortunately. So, reporter contacted me, and I wrote him back, answered questions and told the God's honest truth. Probably the only American that does. Anyway, something else here. Scary situation. Don't know if I told you this, but I started to tell you, but I kept it under wraps. Believe this or don't. I don't. Doesn't make any difference to me. Back in October, yeah, late September, early October, I was down, it was September, maybe September 30th. I was in Miami, last night in Miami, 2 in the morning. Me and my best friend, we just ridden our bicycles from South Beach all the way into North Beach and then all the way back. Had a great time together. I love Darko, all my heart, my best friend ever. We got back. I had to be at the airport in Miami at 5:30 a.m., something like that, to fly to Boston and then from Boston to Serbia, We're sitting there, me and him, out just by the ocean. There's not that many people out there. It's by the equipment area right there in South Beach. And we're just talking. Whole time we're riding the bicycles up there, he'd been getting phone calls. Private number. Didn't answer. He said, I wonder who's calling. I said, who knows? That's weird. They're calling it. At that time, it was like midnight. Then we get back. We're sitting there. I'm sitting right next to him just talking about shit, saying our goodbyes. And then he gets a text message, and it says, Hi, Darko. We know Charles is with you. We must speak to Charles before he flies to Boston. Looked at that, and I thought, he showed me. And I'm like, the fuck is that? Who the fuck has your phone number? Creepy. And I said, man, this is scary. I try to stay incognito at times just in case, because there's a lot of Balkan folks that don't like me because I like Serbia. So I said, fuck, that's weird. Send him a text message. He sent him a text message back and said, who is this? Charles wants to know. And he said, we're private investigators. It's critical that we speak to him before he leaves. And Darko showed me this. I read it. Fuck did I do? What? Creepy. They said, so I'm sitting there, fuck, what am I gonna do? Darko's like, how'd they get my number? What's going on? I was like, I don't know, man. I said, I gotta leave in 3 hours. I gotta go back to my apartment and pack and all this shit, So I was like, man, I've got to get a hold of him. What is it? Maybe something happened back home. I don't know, So build up my nerve, dial that number, walk away. Darko's sitting over there like, some guy answers the phone. He says, hey, Charles, how are you? And I said, hey, I'm good. I said, what is this? I said, you're giving me a heart attack. I got to fly out in 3 hours. How did you get my friend's number? Who is this? And they said, we need to speak with you and interview you before you leave. Please. It's critical. And I said, okay, sure. I told them a public place right there by where we were, just in case it was some creep. You never know, And I thought, what? This can't be. He said, it's about a situation that happened in Nantucket. And I was like, okay. So, sure. Long story short, about 20 minutes later, these 2 girls run right up there. And they said, Charles? I said, yeah. They said, hey, thank you for taking the time to meet with us. We talked there for probably 30 minutes. They got me on recorder. They asked if they could record me, and they asked me questions about a situation that happened in Nantucket in 2016. I'm not going to say the situation. But I did this interview, left. The private investigator out in California who's working for the lawyer of this certain person messaged me then. He said, we need to speak. I need to get I need to speak with you to do an interview over the phone. This is very critical. Then he just messaged me again. I'd forgotten about it. And then this other lady in Massachusetts who's writing a story about it, and then CNN just messaged me, somebody from CNN, and said, Charles, we need to speak about a story. If you have time, I would love to speak to you about a story. How they found me, I wrote a blog post about this, and I did a YouTube video about this. So that's how everybody has contacted me about this high-profile situation that's going on. So it's kind of creepy for me, but you might see me on NBC talking about the Serbia, giving my opinions on the bombing of Serbia, the illegal bombing NATO did of Serbia in 1999. And then you might see me on CNN discussing this very high-profile case that's currently in the news. So I'll keep the rest of it on the DL here. You can piece it together as you will, and I'll tell you more once I'm free to do so. Scary stuff to happen right before the New Year's. Ciao, svima, svako dobro, if I don't see you again.